Rapper 50 Cent recently mentioned Diddy about the passing of hip-hop star Tupac Shakur and the arrest of Duane Keith Keffe D. Davis. In what seems to be an effort at trolling, the Candy Shop rapper advised Diddy that it's time to lawyer up as the inquiry into the circumstances surrounding Tupac's murder case approaches a significant turning point. On September 29th, Keffe D was brought into jail in Las Vegas, where he was charged with one count of murder with a dangerous weapon. Before this, Keffe D had already implicated himself in Tupac's shooting in some remarks he had made over the years. 2 weeks after a suspect was detained concerning Tupac Shakur's murder, 50 Cent went to Instagram to criticize fellow rapper Diddy in a post mourning the late rapper's passing. 50 Cent stated in a text message, "D so Pac got lined by Brother Love," and added, "LOL, time to lawyer up, might get sticky." This remark was appended to a photograph of Tupac where he could be seen sitting next to a music record boss named Suge Knight in a black BMW, the very same vehicle in which Tupac Shakur was slain in a drive-by shooting in September of 1996. Although 50 Cent is renowned for trolling and being nasty to other acts, his most recent statements come laden since it has been speculated for years that Diddy was involved in the death of Tupac. During an interview in August, the suspect who was later arrested in this case, Keffe D, had previously suggested that Diddy was involved in the murder of Tupac. "If I hadn't ever met Diddy, I wouldn't have ever been involved in this," Keffe D stated at the time. He went on to say, "Had it not been for fate, I would have never met the brother. I would have never been engaged in this nonsense in my life." He added, "It really crashed two people's empires in one night," the person suspected of murder said. "It's definitely mine, yet it's also Suge's. The only one who is still bawling is Diddy. He brought all of our problems to a head, guy." In a separate interview, Mopreme, Tupac's brother, also discussed the likelihood that Diddy was engaged in the circumstances surrounding Tupac's murder. Even while he did not make any direct accusations against the coming home rapper, he did refer to Keffe D's allegations. He indicated that it was something that should be looked into. "There is nothing that you need me to do." This person, called Keffe D, brought up the moniker Diddy. "The enforcement of laws must be performed." Will they follow through? It does feel like Pac is being vindicated because back when things were going down, everybody thought he was crazy, Mopreme claimed during an appearance on Comedy Hype.
A loophole that Tupac's death continues to fall in. But as Shakurs, we're used to not being able to trust the legal systems to protect us in that way.
He said, "Even if he may not have articulated it well, it does not imply that he was incorrect. What gives? So we'll have to see." In a prior conversation, Mopreme discussed Keffe D's arrest and how it shocked Keffe D's family. Mopreme said that the arrest caught the family by complete surprise. He added, "For a variety of different causes, it has a sour, sweet taste. The time period in question was 27 years, and things may have turned out quite differently. It was not necessary for any of this to take place. We are going to have to learn to accept the fact that my brother is not with us," Mopreme remarked. "It's not over yet. We have not yet determined whether there were any other people involved. There is still the question of the motivation," he said. Keffe D openly mocked the prospect of justice for many years before his arrest as a suspect in the murder of Tupac. The native of Los Angeles is said to have bragged on several occasions about playing a significant role in the demise of the hip-hop star and made light of the prospect of being called to account for his actions. According to a source close to the investigation who spoke to the news organization, he felt that the police were never going to take action against him 2 decades after the killing. He almost went into hyperdrive talking and boasting about his role in the death. He'd be at parties and events, basking in the limelight, enjoying the perception that he was the man who knew the ins and outs of how Tupac passed away. When questioned about his concerns over the possibility of being arrested, Keffe D is said to have shown an unusually high degree of self-assurance, often responding, "The police ain't gonna do shit," in response to the question about his worries. However, as stated by the news site, his foolish attitude, arrogance, and lack of knowledge of the law allegedly led to his detention. Mace seems to have referred to the rumored link between Sean Diddy Combs and Keffe D, who was just recently indicted as a suspect in the murder of Tupac Shakur in 1996. Mace gave his reaction to the arrest of Keffe D on the most recent episode of It Is What It Is. The man from Harlem, who was signed to Bad Boy Records in the 1990s and was probably aware of Keffe D's long-rumored relationship with Diddy and the company, pretended that he did not know who the suspect was, despite the fact that he was certainly aware of the connection. Wait, how come I recognize that name from somewhere else? This question was addressed in a sarcastic tone to the co-host Cameron and the visitor Bubba Dub. That name sounds familiar, Mace said. Mace continues to flirtatiously ask about Keffe D and the reason why his name seems vaguely familiar to him. Still, he does not explicitly mention any names, asserting that he is honestly ignorant as to the source of his remembrance of Keffe D's name being familiar to him. No, in all seriousness, I don't know what you're talking about, Mace said when questioned by Bubba Dub, who provided an obvious indication of what the artist was referring to by shouting "bad boy" in a cadence similar to the business tycoon while replicating his distinctive dance. The speaker then informed the spectators that Keffe D had been charged with conspiring to kill Shakur, which was news that Mace behaved as if he was astonished to hear. He said, "Oh, that's crazy," and said, "I pray Tupac gets justice from whoever is involved." The remark caused everyone in the room to laugh, and Mace later explained that he was not being sarcastic regarding his good wishes. This caused more people in the room to laugh. "I don't even mean that in any sort of joking way," he continued. Numerous people have accused the rapper of having business relationships with underworld elements, which may have contributed to the latter's killing. As a consequence, rumors and suspicions have been circulating about the possible involvement that Diddy may have had in the deaths of both Shakur and the notorious Big Keffe D. Once said that the executive had discussed the possibility of paying the Southside Crips $1 million to assassinate Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight, the CEO of Death Row Records. Keffe D, however, claims that neither he nor the group ever got the first deposit for the purported kill they carried out. It has also been suggested that the notorious Big was killed because Diddy did not pay off a loan owed to the Crips.
A lot of you don't know about this because it's been hidden. All this is fake. Everything's been hidden.
However, no concrete proof has refuted these allegations. During the dispute between Death Row Records and Bad Boy Records, which was sparked by Biggie and Shakur's fight with each other, it has also been claimed that Diddy hired members of local gangs to protect himself and Bad Boy artists when he was on the West Coast. In 2016, when questioned about such accusations, Keith refuted the charges and refused even to address them directly. "We don't talk about things that are nonsense." He added, "With all due respect, we don't even bother entertaining nonsense, so we're not even going to go there."
Everything that you know is a lie. We wasn't messing with nobody. These folks were so jealous, they figured out a way to get a plane and drop bombs on us.
And that wraps things up. We appreciate you watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.